Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley's Media Addiction and today I'm coming at you with my October TBR. So I honestly keep thinking it's coming up August, so it seems odd that it's October already. But let's see how I did in September and then we can go on and see what I'm reading in spooky month October. And there are some books I really want to read, so fingers crossed I can get one of them in at least. So yeah, in September, the first word that I had was rat, and this was an animal on the cover, and I chose Holes by Lewis Saker, and I did read this. After that we had star, which was a 5-star prediction, and I chose Thunderhead, and I did read this because I had to, essentially, for Scythe Along, so I have read that. After this we had the word date, and this was for a romance book, so I read I Heart Hollywood, and I did read this. After that we had a book with pictures for the word of photo, and so I chose X of The Age of X Man, The Amazing Nightcrawler, and I did read this. And then we had Hex, which was a book with witches in it, and I chose Deadly Sweet, and I did read this. And then finally I had the word shot, and that was a new to me author, and so I chose Summer Under the Stars, and I'm filming this on the 30th, so literally just at the end of the month. Still got about half the book to go, but I've started it and I'll finish this before I start my October TBR, so I'm taking it as a win. So I'm going to give myself a reward this month, and I feel like that's fair because essentially all the books have been read. And so yeah, let's go have a look, see what my reward for this month is. I have 10 different rewards that I can get. Let's see which one works for me. Please be nice. You can get rid of any one prompt and the points still count. Oh, that's wonderful. So, as we saw, my reward was that I could get rid of any one prompt and the points still count. So that's amazing. That essentially means that any book or any prompt that I choose, I can just get rid of that. The points still count for next month. It counts as a win for that book, prompt, etc. So yeah, I will definitely be using that in this TBR. So let's have a look at rule number 1 and see what books we're going to have. So rule number 1. Rule number 1. Why can't I see anything? Oh my god, I can't see a single thing. Okay, and the first word that I see is tiny, T-I-N-Y. Okay, so for rule number 1, I got the word tiny, and I really struggled to find the word tiny, to be honest, but that's okay. So for this, it needs to have the word tiny in the title, or it needs to be a book under 100 pages, so just a little tiny book. And for this, I've chosen a perfect book for Halloween, and I have chosen Monster Raps, and this is by Tony Mitten, and it's basically just about, it's just little raps that are on behalf of Frankenstein and the Mummy. So it's like 40 pages long, has some good illustrations in it, writing's really big as well. It's just a little children's book. The first one is called Frankenstein Stomp, and then the second one is called The Mummy Rap. So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting to this one. Nice little Halloween book, and I'll fly through this. Like, this really won't take long. So nice easy way to start off my October TBR. Let's see what book number 2 has in store with me. Rule number 2. First word that I see here is, I'm not seeing anything again. Hugs, H-U-G-S. Okay, so rule number 2 had me with the word hugs, and so this has got to have hugs in the title, or something that's just a cozy read, something that feels like a hug, it feels nice and warm. So when I think nice and warm, I think romance more than anything. They're like my comfort reads, to be honest. So carrying on with the I Heart series, I am now on I Heart Paris by Lindsay Kelk, and so yeah, I don't really know what this one is, but yeah, this one is the third in the series. It basically follows a woman called Angela who, after she finds her boyfriend cheating on her, she moves to New York and she starts dating and starting writing a blog. And yeah, this is book 3 in the series, so should be nice, quick, easy read, especially as I know what's basically in store. And it's nice to continue a series because I feel like I need to do that a lot more than I already do. Also, I really like this cover, it's really pretty. So yeah, that's book number 2. And with that, let's go into rule number 3. Number 3. First word that I see this time is Poe, P-O-E. So rule number 3 gave me the word Poe, and so it has to have the word Poe in the title, or it needs to have a book with ghosts because Poes are ghosts. So for this, I have chosen Ghostland by Duncan Ralston, and this, I don't know anything about it. It's just been on my Kindle Unlimited for about a year, maybe just after. It's been on it for a very long time, and it is something I am interested in. But the only thing I know about it is that it is about a haunted theme park. And if that doesn't have ghosts in it, I'm going to be surprised because haunted is usually ghosts. So it should be a nice spooky one. It is one of the books I really wanted to get onto my TBR this month. So yeah, I'm glad I got something spooky and a little bit ghosty in there. And yay for some spooky books. So with that, let's go on to rule number 4. Rule number 4. First word that I see this time is yes, Y-E-S. So rule number 4 gave me the word yes. It needed to have the word yes in the title or a book I agreed on reading. And I feel like that fits because you say yes, you're agreeing to something. So obviously I agreed to be a co-host for Scythe Along, so it seems only right to add in The Toll, which is the 3rd book of the Scythe series. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one. It is really chunky, so I definitely needed to get this in summer. It's over 600 pages, so I really didn't want this as an additional read on top of everything else. So yeah, very happy to get this one in, and I'm excited to finish off the trilogy. I have a lot of thoughts from where the second one left off, and I can't wait to discuss it with both Becca and Rachel at the start of October. And yeah, very, very excited to be delving in with the last book in the series. Though I'm kind of gutted it's also going to be over, because what do I read after that? Like seriously, what do I read? I'm not ready for it to be over. But I'm excited to also get to this one. So yeah, that was rule number 4. So let's go on to rule number 5. Number 5. And the first word that I see here is sin, S-I-N. For rule number 5, I got the word sin, and this had to have the word sin in the title, or had to have a book with an unreliable narrator. And in all honesty, there's a couple other books I really wanted to fit in, and so I chose this as my reward prompt. I'm not going to do the word sin. There's not a book that I could think of I wanted to read that had it in it, that had an unreliable narrator. So yeah, I'm not going to do this prompt, and that's going to be the 1 point, because it is only 1 point for the word sin, that's going to be carried over to next month. So I automatically have my 1 point there, which is really lovely for me because yeah, fingers crossed this TBR goes well. So with that one as being my reward book, I am not reading anything for that. So let's go on to rule number 6. Number 6. First word that I see here is soy, S-O-Y. Okay, so rule number 6 gave me the word soy, and soy is food. So we have soy in the title, or needs to have food on the cover. and this is perfect for me, and I do mean perfect because I really wanted to get in Sugar Spells by Lola Dodge, and this was a book that I was really excited for. I read book 1 last month and it has macaroons on the cover, so read book 1 last month. It seems only right to continue with this series this month, and it is about a witch who loves to cook, and I flew through the first one and really liked it, hoping the second will be just as good. So yeah, with that, let's go on to the final prompt, which is rule number 7. Okay, and rule number 7. And the first word that I see here is food, F-O-O-D. Okay, so rule number 7, I got the word food, and I mean I got that fast. Like, did a second even pass before I shouted out the word food? Can you tell I was a bit hungry when I'd done the rules? Because, yeah, no, I got that one probably the fastest out of all the words that we have. So yeah, for this one, I've actually decided to let my dog choose the book. And so the 4 choices that I gave him is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, because it has an apple on the cover. Also, I've been really wanting to reread this recently, so we've got that one. We have Forever Autumn, which is a Doctor Who book, and it's almost Halloween in sleepy New England town of Blackwood Falls, so seems right to have a Halloween book up for grabs. We also had the book of Rebecca Dunn, and with the book of This Secret We're Keeping, and on the cover it says, "A pupil and a teacher, is it ever right to break the rules?" So I think she's basically sleeping with the teacher or something, and seems like a thriller sort of book, which would be quite interesting. This one has an apple on the cover. Also, I forgot to mention Forever Autumn has a pumpkin, so both food items. And then the final one we have here is a retelling, and I chose Poisoned by Jennifer Donnelly, and this is Snow White retelling. Again, just a giant apple on the cover. So yeah, let's find out what my dog chose for me to read this month. So it's going to be whatever one my dog goes to first. So Ty, choose a treat. Ty, choose. Choose one. Okay, so it seems like I'm reading Twilight. As you will have just saw, my dog actually chose Twilight. I really thought he was going to choose one of the other ones, but no, he decided to choose Twilight. I'm super happy for this. I can read this so fast. I've reread this so many times. This was my my teenage favourite book. Honestly, I adore this book so much. I have a second copy of this as well, but I think I'm going to get rid of my other copy just because I don't feel I need 2 copies on my bookshelf. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to be delving back into Twilight, and yeah, so happy my dog chose this book for me. Like, it's probably going to be the first book in October that I actually read, because I just know I can fly through it so fast. So with my TBR being with 2 Kindle books as well, this is my TBR stack. Not too bad. It looks a bit chunky, and I know Ghost Town is 400 odd pages, so it's going to be quite a big reading month. I think I checked and it was over 2,100 pages, so averagely I need to read 69 pages a day, which could be worse, but it could also be better. But with 2 of these books being rereads, because I read this when I was younger, it's only like 40 pages, I'll fly through that. Twilight was one of my teenage favourite books, so I'll fly through that probably. I've read that. I've got 3 books that are sequels, so I've got The Toll, I Heart Paris and Sugar Spells, which are all sequels, and I do like the writing style in the first books, etc. So I'll probably fly through them. And then the only book that I'm not sure of is Ghostland, and that's because I've never read from that author before. So overall it might seem chunky, but also doesn't seem that chunky as a result of this. So I am super proud of that. And yeah, that is essentially my TBR for the month. However, I am also going to take part in the Magical Hopathon, which is hosted by Rachel Kerris. I will tag her down below if you want to watch the announcement video. And so let's have a very quick look at what I'll be reading for them. You've already seen the book, so I'm just going to say what the prompts are and then show you the book I'm using for that. So The first one we have is to actually get into the park. I'm obviously going for Hollywood Studios because it's the movie studio, and would it really be me if I didn't go for the movie option? Would it though? So no, we're definitely going down that route. And the first prompt, which is the prompt to get into the park, is a book that will be or has been on the silver screen. So Twilight, Enter the Park, which also gives me a good reason to start this book first. So yeah, definitely getting this one in. And then after that we have the prompt for the attraction, which I am going to be going on the Rock and Roller Coaster. So for this, it is a fast-paced book. And for this, I am choosing to read Sugar Spells by Lola Dodge. And this was a book that I flew through the first one. So I do think I'll speed through the second one just as quickly. It really grabs me. I don't want to put it down. So fingers crossed the second book will be just as good, and I'll also not want to put that down and it'll be nice and fast. And then we're going to go for a snack after we've been on the roller coaster, because obviously we don't want to be sick. So we're going to have something to eat now just to settle our nerves a little bit. And so I'm going to have the carrot cake cookie. For this, we're going to read a chunky book, which is a book over 400 pages. So we're going to choose the Toll because it's over 600 pages. It's a bit of a chunky boy. Also, I love the fact I can get this into both readathons. And then the final thing we're going to do is, we've got our snack, let's go and watch a show. So let's go and watch Indiana Jones. We're going to read a book that you keep putting off. And I keep putting off Ghostland simply because I've been wanting to keep it for the spookier season, but it has been on my Kindle for about a year or something. So definitely been putting that one off. So I'm going to read Ghostland for this. And yeah, I'm going to essentially just stay at the Hollywood Studios. I'm not going to go to the other parks or anything. This is my home. I know where I stay. I'm just going to do these couple prompts so I can take part in this readathon and be quite happy that I have succeeded in this. And yeah, so again, my TBR isn't actually all that bad. So yeah, just these 4 books and the 2 Kindle books, and it should be, fingers crossed, a nice easy month for me. Hopefully, please. So yeah, if you did like this, please do comment down below which of these books that you've read or that you want to read. Also, what words did you find in the Boggle game, because I seem to be struggling this month to find anything, which is quite embarrassing because, you know, I should be able to find words on my own TBR game, but no, it didn't want to work for me. So it's fine. What words did you find? Because yeah. And please do give this a like if you did like it, and remember to subscribe down below if you haven't already. I do upload on Mondays and Fridays, and I do live reading sprints every single Wednesday. So come join me in my next video, and I will speak to you all then. Bye guys!